highly volatile with that first skill, and of course, all of them being ruined up on Violent as well. It's insane. Pre-bans getting locked in right here. TRUEWHALE and Laura going to be the pre-bans to get into this first match between TRUEWHALE and BIGV.
Welcome to the finals, my friends. Here we go. TRUEWHALE with first pick is the Wedjet heading the field, or will he prefer an elemental monster like the Cigar or the Wind and Bison in this case?
Yeah, super interesting first pick here coming out of TRUEWHALE, bringing the Wind and Bison to the draft here. BIGV looking to draft 2 units, and sometimes we see this alongside of, you know, potentially not Vanessa, I'm sorry. The Chiwu is what he would bring. So it was like Chiwu into Wind and Bison. So it looks like this might be a take pick here coming from TRUEWHALE. We've got an early Annabelle coming out of BIGV with that segment.
I love seeing that monster coming into the meta. You know, like I said, it feels a little bit like EU Cup. More bruiser comps love bringing the Annabelle, 100% res, a monster that brings so much to the table. Death break, slow, cleanse, heal. And now, yes, finally, the Wedjet hits the field, and then the Sean. Do you feel like the Sean being in there gives an opportunity for BIGV to just pick comfortably, you know, Occult Girl, then maybe he can even bring a Ragdoll, something like that, and then last pick a Leo if there's an opening for it?
I feel like I still want to see a AoE strip coming out of TRUEWHALE before I saw that Sean hit the table here. But that being said, I think Sean and Wedjet, obviously great picks to be bringing into a draft, so I'm totally fine with that. BIGV bringing that deck, putting Princess Elena, and of course this Fire Monk King, which we know can be pretty insane to draft. This definitely signals that the Sean's going through, though.
Yeah, I love the Mayho Wang pick, and reminding people at home, this is a monster that can't be controlled. Inability effects don't apply to him. The only way to kill is you got to Death Break it, you got to kill it some other way, but you're not going to stun him. And here it is, rounds it out, very consistent draft, double speed lead, double reset, double attack bar, double everything, and then a Kinky to close it out. So very good units against AoE. The only thing is, it looks like this Annabelle will need to pray for either resist or, yeah, I like that better. I called the Leo very early, you know? I think it's a very strong unit in this matchup and maybe a must ban.
Yeah, I think when the Leo comes in there, Leo's 100% going to be that ban here. Let's keep in mind that there is no speed lead on the side of BIGV as well, and we know how fast the segment can be. So are we going to look at a similar situation where we get a 24 speed lead? Is TRUEWHALE taking turn 1 away from this segment? Because how fast is it going up against TRUEWHALE this time?
Yeah, if he bends one of the resets, I like that choice because now the Annabelle only has to resist the Chunk Punk to bring this game back. If you let the double resist through, the double reset through, that would be too dangerous. Here we go, Stoic.
Wow.
Turn 1 for the Water Ryu.
There it is, a little bit of attack bar pushback as well, and we've got the
Wedjet.
Thank
Tyke
you.
in turn 2 will boost his whole team, gets that extra attack bar. Now, does he choose to just reset or go for the strip? I would go for the strip because he has the Sean following closely through, but he plays it safe.
Yeah, look
now,
at a lot of additional damage, though, coming out of that Serious Matter as well. Of course, we've got skills available. Gets only 2 stuns because he can't stun up that Fire Monkey King. I would probably go for an attack break on that Fire Monkey King, try to keep that unit back from doing
totally agree. Either way, this Annabelle will probably just heal and cleanse the whole team because she resisted, she kept that immunity, and now he wants to bring it up, but remembering that he has a lot of attack bar. He's gonna play with his whole team ahead of BIGV's.
Yep, there it is. So it does go for the big cleanse. Everyone is back to full health. And of course, we've got that first skill. Looking to push back attack bar. I don't believe it did anything on that segment, though.
If Death Break lands, there's a lot of options for Sean to try to kill someone right now. Who is he going for? Is it the Annabelle? Is it the Pure Vanilla?
Oh, it's a Pure Vanilla, but with additional turn. There is no cleanse, though, to stop that unit. It is going to be dropping here. TRUEWHALE putting BIGV on the back foot, removing Elena from the field.
Everything is landing on this monkey. No Death Break. He needs to bring the match back. Now, there's so much space for this Sean to do damage. If he keeps proccing like this, he'll have skill 3 next turn. Right now, he can try to remove this Annabelle! Oh, look at that damage! TRUEWHALE looking dominant right here. There's gonna be a lot of praying going on. He resists!
Resisted, he still gets his third skill.
Yes.
Going off here. Big skill too, a lot of additional damage hitting the table right now. We've got Woodjet with a skill 2 as well, speeding up this team. Woodjet, Chung-Pong looking to push back a little bit of attack out here.
Yeah, sincerely, I love the playstyle from TRUEWHALE so far. Very careful. He didn't risk anything. You know when players make risky plays? This match, he said, I'm not doing any of that. I'm just going full care.
Oh, wow.
He gets a big proc, can get this monkey very, very low, but remembering that on his skill 2, he heals, so, you know, he needs a proc.
Well, I think Big V needs to see a stun here to keep this unit alive with an additional turn on top of that. And it did. I think Big V's in the realm where he's in that 27% chance looking to proc here and still not procking with that unit.
Didn't proc with Mei Ho Wang. This might mean the end of the match, and Big V starts thinking about what he can do in the future in match number 2, because the oppressiveness of this comp, the Wedjet together with the Sean has been so effective, and the ban on the Leo was on point, Stoic.
Yeah, it really was some absolutely flawless play in this round 1 between TRUEWHALE and Big V. TRUEWHALE taking a commanding lead as we finish up that round 1 right there.
TRUEWHALE with the first point on the board. Huge first point from TRUEWHALE. Very dominant game. Like you said there, Seppi, he's playing like he has everything to lose.
He's being extremely careful. We even saw in that turn 1 with the Chung-Pong, he could have risked it all.
Bikini Zara.
Could have risked it all and used skill 2 to strip, but he didn't go greedy. He just used skill 3 to push back and reset, and he knew that the Anavel could have only heal and cleanse, but he would have his whole team playing ahead because of Wedjet.
All right, let's see these pre-bans get locked in here. Pre-bans are going to be Woodjet Laura getting pre-banned in this second round matchup.
I really like that. I think that the Wedjet definitely left an impression on Big V, and he doesn't want to deal with it again.
Yeah, well, Big V has that first pick here. A lot of things that could happen here, but he is going to be taking that Cigar. So Cigar, definitely a unit that Big V's trying to go back to, where TRUEWHALE took it in that first round.
Good point, and now he has access to the Chiwu, right? So will TRUEWHALE do something about that, or just continue with his consistent play style? The Sean coming out, that kind of telegraphs answers that might come out over here later on, Ragdoll, Leo, stuff like that. Do fire units like show up for you right now? What are you thinking that's going through Big V's mind?
Interesting. Well, he's drafting in this Chiwu and taking in this Nikki. I can't help but feel like TRUEWHALE's trying to bait out a Leo. I feel like that's kind of what's happening with that. Locking in the, of course, additional damage by speed in a speed scaling unit, just like that Sean. We'll see what happens here, because I think there's a world where TRUEWHALE goes turn 1, starts bringing in more, you know, units that are taking advantage of that, where we're looking at a potential Leo ban here, or Leo last pick here for Big V.
Ooh, I like stealing away the segment, because now you're not that worried about another fast unit. Now Big V has to pick another quick unit and a speed lead, or he just sits back and gets turn 2, you know, can bring the Kinky again, that kind of stuff. Interesting question is about this Ryu. We've seen how fast it is. It was even faster than the Wedjet. Is this a Swift Water Ryu? That's what I believe that,
yeah, it
right?
feels like a Swift Water Ryu for sure, because that was very, very quick. He was able to outspeed the segment, who didn't have a speed lead. You know what? I was going to say, I have a feeling that the Anavel is going to be dropping onto the field, but I kind of don't want to see the Anavel at the moment, because I feel like that's not the unit to hit the field when we have what already has been drafted by TRUEWHALE. But Anavel hits the field, we are looking at a Leo ban.
You know what I would love? A triple revenge Verd into this. There's so many units that it counters right now, and like it plays that mind game with the Leo, right? Do I let the Leo through? But he chooses the safe choice, goes with another speed lead on Pontos.
I think the Pontos is a little bit of a mind game as well, because playing that Pontos says, I might be banning out your Cigar, I might be banning out your Chiwu at the same time.
Good point. Yeah, if he bans the Chiwu and the Cigar either misses or can't do anything, the Pontos outright wins this match by itself.
Yep, that's right. Let's see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of options that that could happen here in this ban. We've got 3 seconds to find out what these options are going to be here. And it is going to be the Leo. It is going to be the Sean. So Big V definitely knew that Leo was going to get banned out there. Sean's going to get the ban.
He goes for full speed, though. I think that TRUEWHALE has the upper hand with a segment right here. Will he manage to outspeed turn 1 as the segment? Can she get a reset on this Chiwu, or this won't happen? Does he go also? He has the option to go for the Cigar. He goes for the Chiwu. Resisted! I like the choice. Now he needs the cut in from the Water Ryu, but the reduction comes in on the 2 other units.
Yep, there's that strip, not being a full strip either. We're going to see a ton of damage coming out of this third skill here, pummeling in this additional damage. Some really big numbers in there. Some units are looking very, very low right now. We're going to see that third skill with the reset, landing those provokes on top of that. Looking at a defense break coming with the second skill from Saga.
Yeah, that's why I was afraid of the Pontos, because when you miss something like that, the Pontos is just stuck in there, can't do much. The Vertihil would have given you an opportunity to come back, and TRUEWHALE concedes 1-1. Big V takes game 2.
So this goes back to exactly what we keep saying before. When Sekhmet goes to set the tone, if Sekhmet doesn't land that, the likeliness of you losing that match is so great.
Yeah.
So much tempo is lost with that first opener, and Sekhmet misses it. And she's had a pretty good streak today.
Yeah, there's one good thing though. He got information on this Chiwu. You know that the Chiwu might come back on the table, right? So you see that the Chiwu is off of Will, and you know that your Sekhmet is faster. So if you have another unit that can do that and not miss, like a Swift Ganny, you can brig it instead of the Sekhmet to counter him. So not all is lost with this. He got some info.
Yeah, well, Swift Ganny is definitely something you had to have pre-thought of and prepared. And I'm not too sure. A lot of people always have this. I think Swift Ganny is an excellent thing to bring in.
At this level, like, I would be surprised. I remember Daniel Carioca, also that played in the America's Cup a couple years back. He always used to have the Vio Ganny, Swift Ganny. Very powerful unit, but let's see what TRUEWHALE does to adapt or just to stay in the comfort zone.
Well, if you look at the pre-bans down there, Chiwu and Laura are the ones getting pre-banned out here. We've got the Cigar once again being a priority unit for both of these players. We have a 33 speed lead with the very fast Sekhmet. So that is Big V 100% claiming turn one's mine. Yeah. We'll see if the Sekhmet's more consistent for Big V than it was for TRUEWHALE. But of course, we're going to be seeing definitely a swap of pace here, and it is going to be Jet and Juno coming in.
I really like that change, actually. He could have gone with, you know, the Water Ryu once again, but he went with the Juno, which tells you the opening for the Volantis, for the more reactive playstyle. He can even bring a Hey Gang, other stuff like that. So he's waiting. He's not making a decision, and Big V now has to decide where he goes. He brings the super strong Vanilla right now to put the Oblivion on 2 of these very powerful units.
And then also the heal blocks as well, coming from the Nikki. That's going to be stopping the Wajet's passive. They're healing up everybody as well. So those are definitely some great picks that Big V just laid down on the field.
And the Juno as well. Very good point, Stoic.
Yes, yeah, exactly, with the Juno as well, of course.
Very good counters. The question right now is, does he set on that first turn? Does the Volantis come out? The Sean has been a priority pick. Chungpung, but noting this is the first time he doesn't pick double speed lead because that Water Ryu is not present.
Yep, exactly, yeah. Let's see what Big V is going to be last picking here. This is definitely a Big V turn 1 playstyle because there is no speed. There is one speed lead on for TRUEWHALE side of the field there, but definitely nothing on that field is fast enough to outspeed that Sekhmet if the Sekhmet does.
I love the Verd. I was going to say that. Verd, ban Wedjet. That is such a strong pick because there's 2 wind units. AoE, the Vertihil has so many chances to counter, and now there's only the Sean as a big threat to remove stuff from the field, but you got 2 chances for the Verd to counter, and you still have the Sekhmet plus speed lead turn 1 if it doesn't get banned.
Yeah, we have a very interesting match ahead. Sean is going to get the ban. Oliver is going to get the ban here. Very interesting.
I don't know. I would have preferred the Wedjet ban. I think Wedjet is so dangerous right here. It was a little bit of mind game, so since he didn't ban the Verd, the Wedjet getting through is super strong, and Wedjet takes turn 1, my friend, and outspeeds the Sekhmet.
That's crazy because we know how fast that Sekhmet actually is. With skills available, he could go with 3, but ends up getting go with skill 2, getting the glancing on top of that Verd heal as well.
Super important, Stoic. Great note. Now he can get the strip and reset and gets it. The Juno, lots of damage. I love this draft out of TRUEWHALE. So aggressive, so oppressive. And the big thing is the Chungpung will maybe get a chance to reduce everyone if there's no procs. The Nikki proc can be huge in this matchup.
You can tell how big of a priority it is to get rid of this Verd heal because he's going in it, even though it is revenging here, he's really trying all he can to get rid of this unit. Does have 3rd skill, he's got to use that 3rd skill.
He has to, gets the resets. The Verd is countering every time. This is crazy. He needs to go for the Nikki probably and control her. The Vanilla is also a fine choice. He just goes for the Verd. This is so dangerous. He wants to kill this monster more than everything.
Yeah, 100%. I think he needs to go for the attack or pushback on top of that Nikki though.
Yeah.
Opting not to, still getting the revenge here. This should be enough to kill though. He's got to take that unit out. Does away with that unit. We do have skills available on top of this Sekhmet though.
I would just go for full AoE, Death Break into this, and then the damage from the Nikki, and that's what he does. He needs to be a little bit riskier right now and pray to not get stunned by this Juno.
Wow, he got the attack bar pushback through that glancing as well. So pushing back the Nikki, everything that TRUEWHALE has is going to be going in front of the Nikki now.
Yeah, that's very important because now if he lands a provoke, that might be huge, misses it because of that glancing.
Yep, definitely does. Going with that second skill, pushing up his team here. He's going to be looking for some despair stuns. I don't think he has to go for a desperate skill 2 here. I think he can hold on to it. Going with the skill 1s for sure. Getting a little bit of attack bar push gain from this Juno.
Very good point, and now the Nikki has the opportunity to sleep nor proc.
So there is 2 defense breaks on the field though,
Yeah.
so this can be a lot of damage that Big V is looking for.
He has to think about it. Does he want the heal or does he want the damage? He goes for the safe choice of the heal. I would have gone for the damage like you suggest.
Oh, he did get the only defense break that he
Finally.
needed, and it was on the Nikki. Oh, the despair stun on top of that. Looking very good right now for TRUEWHALE.
It is the first time this Nikki gets anything, Stoic, in the whole day. The first death break that goes through resist. He has to land and remove her off the field. If he kills the Nikki, this might be the match.
Yep. Well, he does have the Oblivion with the second skill, and he's got to put this on any of these units. Never mind, there's no Oblivion.
The Chungpung, what a pick. I told you, I love the wedge at not getting banned.
3.5
has been
through the
such an
defense break.
impressive pick. And TRUEWHALE drafting very consistently. Big V not respecting the wedge at might have cost him game number 3.
Yeah, there's that defense break landing on that deck. Pure Vanilla looking for an attack break to keep anybody back from doing more damage there. But you know what? The writing was on the wall for that one. TRUEWHALE taking round at number 3.
Whoa, very impressive, Evan.
There's TRUEWHALE, now at match point. Potentially going to become America's Cup champion with one more win. Big V needs to bring it back. Like you said there, Seppi, that wedge at really the MVP. We've seen it. It usually ends up being a more even match if the wedge at is out of the picture.
Yeah, the wedge just made the whole team go behind it and not have to deal with the trouble of the segment resetting someone. That is so powerful. If the wedge was off the table, then that segment would have been extremely impactful or had a chance to be impactful, right?
Yeah. Well, there's your pre-bans. That Doc Pure Vanilla and the Wedgette are banned out. Not taking the Cigar this time and going with the Laura, taking that away from TRUEWHALE.
I like that choice. I still like the Cigar on his side, but he swaps and goes for a bruiser mode. He did this before and it worked out, but instead of Wusa was Shizuka Ragdoll. So let's see how Big V responds to this. Very interesting. TRUEWHALE playing some mind games right now.
Yeah. I can't help but think a little early for the Ragdoll person. We've got a Ragdoll, we got a Wusa on the field.
I think it's earlier for the Wusa, my friend, because he can bring reset with Cigar and later on even a Chungpung. Let's see. Or maybe he wants to bake that out, right? Maybe he's thinking of that Leo gameplay.
Potentially. We'll see what happens here. Annabelle gets locked in. Annabelle being such a clutch, great pick for Big V. Obviously, the Cigar, something that Big V likes to have in his wheelhouse, and now he has it again in the second round of his draft. TRUEWHALE looking to respond, taking Nikki himself. Oh, the Julianne.
He prepared something specifically right here, Stoic. This does not look like chance. And let me tell you something, either a Vertihil or a Leo last pick looks extremely mean. Super impactful.
Let's see what happens. Big V probably going to take his time after seeing something like that because we haven't seen a Julian. We did see a Julian later on this day, but that's the first time we're seeing Julian right now for TRUEWHALE. We've got Oliver. We've got Chungpung hitting the field. We have double wind units. I feel like you can just drop in a Douglas and you're like, dang,
a Douglas
well,
is a must ban. A Verd, a Juno, any fire unit is almost a must ban right here. The question right now is, what is the ban? Do you not want to deal with this Oliver right here? A Leo would have been fine as well, but yeah. What is
I mean,
out
it's
of
probably the Laura, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I feel like Laura's, well, out of the resets are coming through no matter what. There's 3 of them on this field.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's happening, so you got to get rid of something that can be extremely volatile. And it is probably the Laura, to be honest. It looks like Annabelle's going to get the ban.
He takes out the only sustain. So he says, I don't think you can kill me fast enough. That's the proposal. Let's see what happens. Ragdoll gets through. If this Nikki is as resistant as Big V's Nikki, he might have a shot.
Let's find out, guys, because we've got match point for TRUEWHALE. Big V looking to stay alive, and he's got Laura going first.
Ooh, resistance on the Wusa, probably
additional
100%. And look how much attack bar. This Julian gets a chance, but now he can only go for the Laura because everyone else has immunity. Does he go for it? Yes, sir? Yes.
Looking for the stun, gets that stun as well. A little bit of damage coming in there. Obviously, the Julian looking a little low, but not too worried because we've got shields and we've got that passive keeping him alive.
Yeah, you definitely want to heal right now. No, he goes for the damage because there's no heal on the other side, so he doesn't care about healing. Gets the full strip.
Full strip.
And ooh,
No death break.
that is so hurtful. The reduction right now, and the Oliver will get some turns. I don't know. This is very dangerous. Gets a reduction, gets a reset, doesn't even use it because the Chungpung has a third skill coming. It's so
the
much
despair
control.
stuns. Despair
Yeah.
Chungpung getting double despair stuns right there on the Julian and the Ragdoll. Ragdoll's in a really bad place right now. He is in torrent range. I can't remember if he has that skill up or not, but he's not. Definitely doesn't have that skill
Yeah.
up anymore here. Wow.
I don't know, Stoic. I think that the Chungpung might have just won the match. That AoE strip hitting on everyone, as a Chungpung user, I haven't seen that in years.
Yep. Well, we've got more oppression coming here from Big V. Big V's got the provokes that can land on this field, keep any of these units back. There does land True. On top of that, Wusa has that third skill, soaking up that attack bar. That's on top of Julian. Julian is in kill range right now. No additional turns coming out of that Nikki. Writing is on the wall for sure. And this one, guys, we are going into a Game 5.
Big V tying it up, taking us to Game 5 for your SWC 2023 America's Cup Finals.
Ooh, we got what we asked for, boys.
We did.
I mean, we knew it was going to come down to a Game 5.
It had to.
These two guys, both these players are so insane that it's just what it takes. It takes a Game 5 to get through everything these guys want to draft.
Yeah.
Exactly. These two players are fit for each other in these finals right now. There's so much on the line, and there are representatives. Of course we're getting a Game 5.
Oh, that is a beautiful way to end the day. And let's see what the last pre-bans on the day are going to be like. Are we seeing a Laura pre-ban here? What do you think, Stoic? And is Oliver making its way back to the chopping block?
I mean, I do think TRUEWHALE is going to be taking the cigar here. I think TRUEWHALE is that's going to be his first pick, so I don't think it makes its way in here. Chiwu Laura, I think definitely fair pre-bans. TRUEWHALE with the cigar first pick. I think he takes that away from Big V.
Yeah, good point. Cigar has been very decisive. The Chiwu, even though it didn't appear on the other one, still a priority for TRUEWHALE, and I felt like he was very comfortable playing with this game plan, right?
Yep, for sure. There's the unit. He's going to be taking that away here. Big V definitely going towards what was he taking before? No, the Chiwu's banned here.
Yeah, he normally would go for the Chiwu, but when these were banned, he opted for a couple different ones. On the first one, he brought the Annabelle, but he was completely controlled with it because the thing was, TRUEWHALE brought on the second round, the Wedget. So now he's trying to fight for speed and bring the Oliver. I like that option better with a segment, but the segment needs to hit that reset. That's what happened when TRUEWHALE lost that game 2.
Yep. Well, let's see what happens if the segment can stay true for Big V, because he's got the 33 speed lead and the segment. He's demanding that turn 1.
I like the Wedget, and I really like that Moor. We saw how quick that Moor was. The Water Ryu, is he going to bring it back up again, or does he go for the Juno / Volantis? The Volantis feels early if the Juno's not on the field, so Sean, I like that better.
Yep, definitely. So it takes that Sean here. Big V, does Big V take the Volantis? I don't even know.
Let me tell you something. The Verd as a last pick, it still feels super strong for Big V, so now he has to decide, do I want to bring more contest or reactive gameplay? He brings the pure vanilla, very good unit into, well, so far only one passive, but he knows that TRUEWHALE loves using more passives right here, and then the Nikki taken away.
Yep, I think the Nikki is a great pick. This is something that Big V is able to utilize to its full extent here. I love this here. TRUEWHALE looking to wrap up his draft with a lot of things. I don't believe we could see, there is a world we see a Juno Volantis drop in here. There is a world that we do see this.
Yeah, I like that. I like the Moor that we talked about, and I like the Chungpung. The only problem with these two picks is if we see something as a last pick, like a Juno is really strong into this right now. I don't know if there's enough damage to kill her, or a Vertihil if you're thinking of banning that Wedget once again. But he played mind games last time and didn't ban the Wedget, so we know how hard it was to kill that Vert. It countered like 6 times.
For sure. Now, is the 33 speed lead enough for Sekhmet to go in front of the 24 speed? Because I think we're potentially banning out the Oliver right now.
Yeah, I think that an Oliver ban is fine. The thing is, does he remember that the Moor was the fastest unit on the field and bans that to try to outspeed, or not risk it and ban the Wedgehead in case something happens?
I think that's the play.
Yeah, I agree. I prefer that. It's a safer ban. Let's see what happens. The most important ban of the day goes to the
Sean
expected Oliver. I don't know the Sean.
$10,000 last game.
Yeah, on the line. I think Wedgehead looks very strong in this matchup.
The last game of the day!
Hear the crowd. The Moor takes turn one, as we said, and the Wedgehead closely following. Can he get strips right here? Or does he not risk it so the Volantis doesn't counter? That's what he does. Goes for the safe play. He doesn't want to risk anything. Been playing super consistently. Can Chunkpunk do the same he did last match on the other side? Misses right now, but he has a second opportunity with this Wind and Bison.
Oh,
and
he
got it! Misses!
The cleanse is coming out from the Nikki. That's so well timed, though.
The passive from Wedgehead will bring so much attack bar that this can move in front of the Sekhmet. He reduces, and that guarantees that the Chunkpunk has the reset.
Oh, that's a really big opening right now for TRUEWHALE. Pushing back the attack bar of the Sekhmet. I think Sekhmet might remain one of the units that he's trying to take out. It's a very easy unit to take out on this field right here. But it looks like he's going to opt to go for the Nikki instead. Serious Matter's going to hit this field, putting TRUEWHALE at a very big advantage right now. But the one word we're looking for right now, there was some resistance there.
Yeah, increased cooltime on a couple of units, but a couple res. Now you need to control the Nikki. The Nikki's so dangerous. Keep pummeling at her. She has a death break on right now, so maybe with all of the monsters hitting her, you can drop her. But this stun on the Chung is super important.
It really is. I think he's got to keep those stuns on that unit too. Keep that Chunkpunk back as well.
It's looking like a comeback right now from the Sekhmet as she manages to land a lot of debuffs. I wouldn't even go for the reset right now. I just want to see. Oh, goes for the reset.
Go for the reset here.
Yeah.
We're going to see more damage coming towards this Nikki. TRUEWHALE's got to take units out. If they're going to be low enough to kill, you got to take them out right now.
She can even put the slow right now, and that's what she opts to, so his team is back. You need to remove the Nikki before she takes a turn because the slows are so important right now. She refuses to die. Can he throw this on the Wedgehead, or does he go for the Moor?
I think he's got to go for the skill one to get the heal onto the Nikki as well, so he's going to be looking for a stun with this Volantis. If he does get a stun with Volantis, that could actually turn things around, because I think he needs both the Water Ryu and the Moor to go in to keep this Nikki alive.
Yeah, everything depends on some glancings right here landing, because like Evan says, glancing is healing, but he doesn't land the glancing on the Moor.
He does have the slow, though, so it's going to lower the additional damage here. That should be enough to finish off the Nikki, though.
Nikki will be going home. She is out. It's a 4v3. The question right now is how much damage can BIGV deal on 2 units with Death Break?
Yeah, we'll see. Because I think TRUEWHALE is going to be trying to shake that off here.
Yeah, let's see if he can get some control out the door. Does he save it? Just go for skill 1 and tries to stun the Chunkpunk again. Oh, he gets a double stun.
Yeah, that was a lot of stuns coming out there.
Yeah, it's a big opening right now because the Dark Pure Vanilla can throw that Oblivion finally. And she opts for the wedge but misses it.
Wow. I think he's got to go for skills. I think he still does. I know he has the glancing on him.
You know what? I would wait for it. I like his choice of being careful. He's been super consistent with the care, the extra.
Also, keep in mind, I feel like we missed it. The Wedgehead was able to heal so much. All these negative effects that are laid across this field, Wedgehead's healing off all that.
We've called it. Wedgehead is the key unit that's been showing up in this matchup, and once again, he's been doing so much. The silent killer resets the Chunkpunk. The Pure Vanilla needs a big proc right here to be back in the match. Doesn't get it. The attack bar reduction can come in, and the Wedgehead is finally on his feet and using his skill 2 to give a lot of attack bar to his team members. Now, once again, the Wind and Bison. Can he land it? No!
Absolutely nothing, but
the damage. The damage. Yeah, look at that Moor! Look at that Moor! The damage coming out from him! TRUEWHALE looking very unstoppable right here. Even with a strip, stun, you can do what you want. The additional damage coming from these units. The Wedgehead, the Moor,
and that's
killing it!
You have it, man. TRUEWHALE taking down BIGV. and he is our America's Cup champion.
Congrats.